Howdy, friends. It's Steve DePoe here with the Rose Realty team with this week's real estate vlog for North Texas. Today, we're going to talk about the North Texas weather and climate. Okay, something that people like to people, I think, number one, are kind of have a misconception about North Texas, and number two, people in and out of Texas love to talk about our climate all the time. We hit the news when anything small happens. But we want to kind of talk about it and kind of let you all know, what the heck is going on, right? So, hey, number one, occasional droughts, everybody's favorite topic. Look, North Texas is prone to droughts. Remember, this area, and west of here, out to like New Mexico and Arizona and Nevada, that was like part of the Dust Bowl at one point, right? And that's kind of been overcome to a large extent. Droughts obviously can cause things like a wildfire and water restrictions and all those kinds of things. But we don't get droughts as often as certain groups would like you to think. Rose and I have been here for about 25 years. And we've had maybe, I'm going to say, 3 droughts in 25 years. Okay. Now, a drought is, to us, where we don't get a significant rainfall, in maybe a 12 to 18-month period of time. Now, the rainy seasons here in North Texas is basically March to the mid-March or so to middle or end of May. And then again in September and October. Okay, and that's our rainy season. But the rest of the time, we have experienced maybe 3 droughts where we had water restrictions and we had to watch out for fires and that kind of thing. Don't get me wrong, most of these fires are in West Texas. Unfortunately, we just experienced one this spring. But droughts are an occasional thing. They don't happen that often. Hey, before I continue, hey, we'd like you to log into our YouTube channel. That's www.youtube.com/@moving-to-Dallas. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That gets you alerts to when we put on upload new video and new footage. What's actually cool about it is we do a lot of, with our luxury homes, we do a lot of videotaping, drone shots, walk through the house, that kind of thing. And you'll be the first ones to find out that when a house is going to be come on the market, because that's where I post these videos. So we really appreciate it if you could, like and subscribe to us. We thank you and we appreciate it. Getting back to weather, hot summers. So summers in North Texas are somewhere in the mid to upper 90s to the hundreds. Last year we made national news when we had 12 days in the hundreds or something like that. Where was the national news? In 2000, I think it was 2007 when we had 39 days in a row of weather over 100. Now I was chanting for the record. The record is 40, and so we missed it by a day. Okay, I was upset about that. I said, figure if we're going to go through this heat, I want to break the record. Now the pool during that period of time, back in Flower Mound, was I think it was like 95 or 98. Okay, interestingly enough, at 95 and 98, it's still comfortable. When it gets above 98 to like 99, then it becomes extremely uncomfortable. I think it's a body temperature thing. Anyway, hot summers. We're in the 80s. We're in the 90s. We're in the hundreds. You just have to prepare for that. It's like it's going to be 100 today. So you go outside and do your gardening. You get your tea time in the morning. You get your pickleball court arranged, for in the morning, so that by the time the heat hits us, like around noon or something like that, you're back at home. You're ready to go. You're having fun. You're watching my vlog on on YouTube. So we do have hot summers, mild winters. The winters here actually are flipping great, you know. Um, so so let's judge the overall weather condition by the times when you can play golf, okay, or you can have outdoor activities like pickleball or like tennis, okay. That's basically when it comes down to it. It's like the middle of February to the middle of December. So it's like 10 months. You're able to get, you're able to go out and play pickleball, play tennis, get a tee time, and be somewhat comfortable. Now, playing golf in November, December, yeah, you're going to be wearing long pants, maybe, maybe ear covers or something like that. But it's not snowing and it's not, zero out. It's probably in the 40s and the wind is blowing a little bit, so the winters are mild. Every now and then we get a ice and a snowstorm. Do not drive in North Texas in an ice and snowstorm. We have more people from outside of North Texas than we do from people inside of Texas living in North Texas. And so you get all kinds. You get people who are used to driving in the snow, and you get people who are from Southern California who don't know how to drive in the snow. And typically, the first snow flurry you watch the news and it's major accident on I-35. So basically, when it's weather like that, we tend to stay inside because we don't want to get banged by somebody else's car. But the winters are mild. They're comfortable. You can go out and do stuff. You're not bundled down with the heavy, with heavy winter coats. Tornado season. Hey, we do have a tornado season. North Texas is part of a tornado alley, which goes up through northern Mexico, up through northern Texas, where I am right now, up into Kansas and Iowa and that kind of thing. You do have to watch out for it. You do have to prepare for it. You have to know when to take shelter. We have thunderstorms, hail, tornadoes, that kind of stuff. That's sort of why our homeowners insurance is a little on the high side, because of the hail and the roof has to be replaced and all that. First time we got hail on this house here, Rose and I got the high impact shingles. Those were great. They lowered our insurance and then it protected us, through 6 hailstorms, so Chad thinks, we should probably get a new roof for maybe the next couple of years or so. So we've gone maybe 10 years with the same shingles. Anyway, I digress. Back to tornado season. You just have to watch out for it. It's not like, it's not like every week we get a tornado, but every now and then. And then spring and fall is actually the best times. Okay. Spring is basically beginning to middle of March to, let's say, end of May. And the fall is, say, middle of September to Thanksgiving. Okay. That's when the temperature is really nice. It's really comfortable to do some of those things we talked about: pickleball, tennis, golf, those kinds of things. The weather is great. The lawn is beautiful. The trees have either budding or the change in fall color. Not as much. I spend most of my life in the Northeast, and we don't have as much pollen and allergens down here as we do up there. So nice, real nice environment there in the spring and the fall. So basically, look, I mean, Texas is no different than a lot of other places, than every other place in the country. We have our seasons, but we just have to watch out for a couple of them. So we have to understand the weather patterns. It's important when you're moving here to understand, what activities you can do and when you can do them. And then you might have to watch out for water usage and energy consumption. Hey, look, it's not unusual for our electric bill to be in the 400s, in August and September. Okay, but that's fine because in December and January, it's in the 100s. So there you go. Texas has its own grid. We probably discussed that at one point. And so, you know, a lot of the power and electricity and all that is regulated to protect the consumer. But you know, hey, we do have our weather patterns. We do have to watch out for those, and we do have to watch out for, you know, certain times of the year, like, you know, tornado season, which is again the spring and the fall. We do have to watch out for that. But otherwise, great place to live weather-wise, and it's really outstanding. Hey, next week we're going to talk about social life in Denton. Okay, this is going to be a fun one. We're going to talk about the fun things to do. We went through the gems and went through the, you know, the 5 or 6 fun things to do in Denton, Dallas, and Fort Worth. Now I'm going to talk about the social life. Okay, for those of you maybe a little younger than me, you know, social life's important to you. We're going to talk about social life in Denton next week. This is Steve. I am with the Rose Realty team. Thanks for joining me.